1, 2, 3, take 2. I just did a 28-minute demo of my first reaction for my Shields blender pedal, which I just got in the mail. And needless to say, I love it. But I accidentally didn't record the video, and I only recorded the audio of my initial first reaction. So I guess I'll have to do a take 2 now that I've had a little bit of more of an understanding of the controls and what I like and don't like so far. To get started, I'm running into a 68 Deluxe Reverb Custom, and then it's the reissue through a Torpedo Captor X, just so I can record direct. I'll start with my Jazzcaster, which is a Warmoth guitar I put together. It's got the Fishman Gristletone Greg Koch pickups. Basically just sounds like a telly. Nothing crazy there. This sounds like a great telly. Yeah, there's a clean tone. And one thing I like right off the bat about this Shields blender is it lets you choose whether you want to have the high octave in your main gain tone. So here's a basic fuzz. And that is the minimum fuzz. The fuzz, the sustain is all the way down. Here's with the fuzz or sustain maxed out. It almost feels like without that high octave, you can almost get into fuzz face territory. Oh my God, it almost cleans up. Ooh. Doesn't quite do the fuzz face cleanup thing. But I do feel that maxed out, you definitely nail some Hendrix. And right off the bat, without that high octave, it definitely makes it vastly more usable as a guitar pedal. I've noticed with I have a standard blender that I use for bass, but I love the high octave for bass. It makes it stand through and it makes big time. But on guitar, it almost turns into a white noise. But you can definitely recreate that here. And then you also have the option to expand, which on the original pedal is called the tone boost circuit. which without the octave, this is also much more usable. And a huge bonus with this new one is the fact that on the original, if you switch from the standard tone to the tone boost, it almost doubles in volume. So you kind of have to choose which one you like, or only use the tone boost as like a solo section, or if you like the tone boost as your main tone, the regular is way too quiet. This, they're equal. Lots more low end, lots more mids, lots more harmonics, but the same volume, which is definitely a bonus for me. Then expand with the octave. And that's kind of where we're getting into the territory of any chord more than a power chord is starting to sound like white noise. Granted, which is very much like my original, and that's why I'm very happy that at least for better or worse, you can get those original Fender blended tones. And I know if I ever have to replace my original for bass uses, I can definitely get the same sound. But for guitar, I'll probably keep that octave off. Or at least the high octave. Next up here, we do have the low octave. And the controls for this are here. So these two knobs control this knob, or this switch. You basically blend in how much of the fuzz you want with the octave sound and how much of the octave you want. So you can dial the fuzz all the way out and the octave in. Oh. It almost sounds like the synth octave on a MXR Blue Box, or that's probably the closest thing I can equate it to. It almost has that video game sound. Kind of 8-bit. That's by itself, and then with the octave in. Or with the fuzz. And a lot like a Boss octave pedal, it does have, it's a lot more stable if you're playing it on the neck pickup, kind of around that 12th fret range. Probably want to stay away from chords for this one. Unless you want some pure chaos, which is kind of fun. You know, like the original blender, does have the blend function. I think that's really cool for tracking because you can get all of that clean tone in there. But aside from that octave, the next one we got is the sag feature. Let me start this without the tone boost on. first knob here, you can set that to where your picking attack just barely triggers the LED. Like that. And then you can control how much sag you want. It's kind of fun. It's kind of got that. It's almost kind of a weird, dreamy quality. It almost sounds like you're hearing the sound from another room or something. I'm not sure how to really describe it. I'm gonna do a little bit of this Jazzmaster. I have it in open power chord, E, B, E, B, B, E. And it sounds really great for a lot of these sounds. I really do like listening to some of these chords just ring out and letting them decay over time and just really absorbing that texture. It's definitely doing the thing. So yeah, I mean, the pros definitely outweigh the minor gripes I have about it. My only, I can only think of two super minor gripes. One, I wish the tone or each knob section correlated with where the knob was on here. So I wish the octave was here, the sag was here, or at least that, either the knobs can be moved or the switches can be moved. Makes it a little bit confusing when you're navigating the knobs quickly. And the only other minor gripe is I wish it was hinged like the original. The original had a hinge here and you could open it up like a book. This has a single screw holding the whole thing together. And so if by any chance that one screw shook loose with gigging, the pedal would fall apart. Those are my only two minor gripes, because I honestly don't think that screw ever would fall out. I'm just worst case scenarioing. But yeah, I don't know, the plus sides are all there. It sounds great. It's much more versatile. I think it'll sound better on guitar. I think it'll sound just as good as ever as it does on bass. And if you've never tried a Fender blender on bass, absolutely do it. I think it's better than any. When people use a big muff for heavy bass fuzz, I think they're missing out. The Fender blender sounds absolutely amazing. Let me know if you have any other questions. Kind of new at making these videos. I'm trying to see if I can get better at it. Leave a comment or anything like that if you have any questions. Thanks.